It's one thing to draw a picture on the screen, but we also want to be able to receive input from the outside world, from people. So let's write a simple program that reacts to a keyboard keystroke press. So we're going to do that by creating a new directory that we're going to call key event. And that's because we're going to handle the event of a key being pressed with something called an event handler. So we'll cd into key event, and we'll go from there directly into Visual Studio Code. Let's create 3 files. We'll start with a project file. We're going to call this one keyEvent.csproj. Go to the Avalonia Without XAML directory on the GitHub repo and start by copying starter.csproj. We'll paste that in. Then we'll create a copy of project.cs. And in Visual Studio Code, we'll make a copy of that too, project.cs. Paste it in. Notice, by the way, Visual Studio Code automatically created a couple of files and directories, one called keyEvent.sln. You'll need that. If after you finish this process you don't see that file, on the bottom left you'll see a label that says no solution. It's actually a button. Click that and it'll create that SLN file for you. We're still missing the starter window class, so we've got to copy one more file. Let's do that now. We'll go to the starter directory on the GitHub repo, open up the starter window CS file, copy that, go back to Visual Studio Code, create an empty starter window file, starterwindow.cs, paste in what we just copied, select project.cs on the left-hand side, and from the menu at the top, run Start Debugging. If it shows you this list of options, pick C#, then pick C# Launch Startup Project, and finally Key Event. You should only have to do that the first time you run it. And by gosh, there's our whole window right in the middle of the screen where we want it. And I always have my window set to this awful magenta color that no one would ever actually use for anything, because that way if I neglect to cover some part of the window with parts of my application, I see right away I've made that mistake. We'll click out of the window, and that proves we got the first part up and running. Next, we're going to add the canvas that will let us put an object on the screen, and then some code that will let us press a key and handle the event of a key being pressed with an event handler.